What's up, everybody? I'm going to be looking at the Tesla chart as well as the Tesla astrology, as that's what we do on the Crypto Astro channel here. Haven't done one of these in a while. It's been a while, so I wanted to dive back into Tesla. Kind of fell off the map a little bit. But here's what we got going on. We have this wedge. Look at these blue lines where, we had the all-time high in November 2021, right at the same high of the crypto bull run as well. And then we started to see a downtrend here. We kept trying to get above this downward ascending wedge formation here. We kept getting rejected off of this trend line right here. One time, two times, three times, four times, five, six times. Seventh time we broke through, we still got rejected. And then we finally made it through around, September of last year, right before Trump was elected. And we got the big pump. And actually, crypto got a nice, really big pump then, too, when Trump was inaugurated, accepted as president. And then we got a big dump after that. I believe that was when all of the craziness was going on with Elon and people were burning the Teslas. Lots of fear there. My strategy personally, none of this is financial advice. I can just say what I'm doing, but you got to make your own financial decisions. I like to buy when there's major fear events and the price dumps a lot, because then, I only do this with solid assets that I know are solid for the long term and have great utility and good companies. So I bought this dip here because I thought, well, hey, the price is on sale right now because there's a lot of fear. Charts are based off of emotions and how people are feeling and thinking psychologically. And so when there's a lot of fear, that's when I like to buy. So I bought around there, which I'm really happy about. Tried to make its way up, got rejected again. There's still a lot of fear earlier this year. And also crypto had a huge dump around then too, in March. And then April, we had the Trump tariffs fear. And then it just rebounded after that. Tried to get above this 50% level. So I made a 50% level from the peak of December 2024 down to this, this local low here, the tariffs dump down here, and the 50% levels at 351, and we kept getting rejected off of that 50% level before slowly stair-stepping upwards and breaking through, getting through all the Fibonacci levels, the 0.618 and the 0.786, got all the way up to this peak here. Luckily, I woke up in the middle of the night and I was seeing how high the price was, and I actually took some profits here. I think it was at like 467 or something. I really nailed that one. Proud of myself for that one. And then we're getting a rejection short term so far. But we're still sitting above the 0.786, so that's good. So overall, it's still looking strong. Now, the major concern is that, I like to look back in the history. I like to understand, I like to say, the personality of the chart. And, we see a lot of wedge formations historically for Tesla. We saw that, really 2020 all the way to 2024, kind of ascending wedge pattern. We also saw this way back here in 2013 to 2016, saw a bit of an ascending wedge besides this major dump here. Yeah, and if we pull this back here from this peak, it's, a basic descending wedge pattern. We dumped below it a little bit, but then we broke through right at the end of this wedge formation. And once we broke through, it got up pretty high, but then also started to settle a bit. The price started settling a bit more. And yeah, this is like kind of a period of consolidation here. In 2017, then a big dump before a bigger move up. And so I'm a little, my main concern is that are we just heading into another wedge formation here where the price could be, you know, stuck in this area for a while, where I don't know, we could even correct again. Basically, yeah, and just continue to bounce off of these levels like we did back in 2022 to 2024. Yeah, so like a couple years, and this could last to like 2027. Or are we going to break out higher? But I think the next level of resistance would obviously be on this previous high, which is about 488. But if we do a trend line from the peak of November 2021 to this peak December 2024, that would lead to also a resistance level around, I mean, depends how quickly it gets there, but let's see. Actually, I have to zoom in here. That could lead us to, you know, 508, or if it gets extended out further, 520. Yeah, 525 if we head out to well into 2026. So there could be some resistance there. But if we break through much sooner, maybe around 510 or something, yeah, we could meet some resistance there. So either there could be a rejection from there, or of course if we blast right through, then the sky's the limit. But that's just the short-term concern. I think it's better to be concerned when we're at higher levels, because, you know, my strategy for me is I want to buy low and sell high, right? I don't want to buy high and sell low, because then I lose money. So the fact that we're up pretty high and we're possibly, it's not guaranteed, but I think possibly we could be hitting some resistance here. Not guaranteed though, because we only have 2 hits on this level. We don't have a third rejection yet. So the bullish case is we blast right through here. We could get some resistance at like 508, something like that. The bearish case is that we continue to get rejected, and maybe we go down to like 350, the 50% level, to test those levels again. I think that would be a healthy correction. So like I said, I personally, what I did is I took some profits just in case we head down lower. Wanted to be a bit more on the cautious side when we're up at really high levels here. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, now we could look at the astrology to see if we have any hints in the astrology. So this is the Tesla chart based on the start date of June 29th, 2010 in New York. And so we can run a birth chart off of this launch date for Tesla. And we see that we had this really bullish transit, Pluto sextiling the Tesla Uranus. Pluto is the planet of power and wealth, and Uranus is the planet of technology. So Tesla is all about technology. December 15th, we had a direct hit there. And let's go to December 15th. Wait, is that exactly the peak? This is wild. Let's go on the daily. Let's see how close this got to the exact peak. Oh my gosh. Let's just double check. So we got the peak on December 18th. So only a few days from the exact peak where we got to 487 for the Tesla stock. Wow. Right when we got that super bullish transit. So that's confirming some correlation here with the Tesla astrology. Very, very interesting. That's what we want to see. We want to see correlations, as many as possible. We get a positive there January 10th, I think, but then we also get a negative, so those arguably canceled each other out. Then more positive in February, but then there could be a drop off after that. Let's see, February 15th, what happened? Okay. We got a little pump. We got a little pump there around February 15th, but it wasn't able to go past this 50% level, and then we dumped even further And crypto really suffered during that time too. Neptune conjunct the Tesla Uranus. That Neptune can bring confusion into the markets. Markets don't like confusion. So let's see what happened around April 15th. Yeah, we were getting almost the exact low at April 15th. So a lot of confusion with the Trump tariffs. Yeah, and markets don't like that. They don't like the lack of clarity. Marcus Tesla did not do well at that, so that confirms the astrology again. Getting some pretty clear correlations. Saturn opposing the Tesla Saturn, that can bring hard lessons. It can bring contractions. And then also Saturn conjunct. When I look for the chart price chart going down, I look for Saturn transits, especially Saturn conjunct Uranus, because this is the Tesla Uranus. Uranus is the planet of technology. June 2nd, we got Saturn conjuncting the Tesla Uranus. Yeah, and then we also have a hard square there with Uranus squaring the Tesla Neptune. So around June wasn't great astrology either. Let's see, it was June 2nd. June 2nd. So we saw right then it got a rejection off of this 50% level at 351, and we dumped down to 273. So we got a pretty hard correction there. And Saturn conjuncted Uranus again August 23rd. Let's see. And during that time, the first one was right, where was it? Right here. And the second time was in August, and the price was held below the 50% level here. So we're seeing more correlations with the astrology. Saturn was basically holding the price down. So we're seeing, we didn't get a dump, but with Saturn, we can either get a dump or consolidation. There's just a long period of consolidation. It can actually be a bullish time to accumulate. So that was arguably an accumulation time, from my opinion. Then we got this really bullish transit, Uranus sextiling the Tesla Uranus, July 21st through October 24th. July through right around here through October. And now, yeah, we got a big move up. So that's another correlation. We're getting a really bullish transit there. But it ends on October 24th. So let's see if we get any other major transits. I don't see any other major transits popping out. So October 24th, that could be the short term. That could be, if we think we're going much higher, I think we've got to break through this level. I think we have to break through like 471, or let's see. Yeah, break above like 470 and close, do a weekly close above that before October 24th, or else we could see more downside. Because that's a really bullish transit that gives us the potential. Astrology can give us potential energy, but it's up to the charts to really show us which way this is going to go. But there's potential energy to get another huge pump before, by October 24th, maybe on October 24th. If not, after that, there's, less. There's not as much positive energy. It's just kind of neutral. So could we head down to, another test of like 351 or something like that? Certainly possible. So really interesting what we're seeing here. Let's see if anything else pops out. If I look at the progressions, yeah, so really good energy on the 24th. But then, yeah, it starts to get a bit more negative in November with a hard square. Uranus has a hard square to Chiron. Uranus, the planet of technology, November 3rd. And then Neptune can bring confusion. And it's making a hard opposition to Saturn, which can bring contractions. That's on November 19th. So a big concern there. There is a very good positive on the 20th of November. But I don't know by then if we've already, dumped a bit to test that 351 level by then, possibly. Then we could see another uptick, or maybe around November 20th. So it could be good for trades there. We've already passed this progressions to the radix. Let's see, this is the progressing moon. The Tesla progressing moon trine Pluto. on October 7th. We were already past that. So that was super positive, and we got a peak around the second. Let's see. Wow, we got an exact peak on the second there. So we could actually be, that's why I'm a little bit more bearish in the short term right now, where we could correct down a bit more. It's what I'm leaning towards. Now, certainly not 100% correct. I'm really just trusting my intuition here. As over the years of investing, I've learned that, when prices are high, it's not a bad thing to take profits. And when prices are low, it's not a bad thing to accumulate more. It's just very simple, basic, and intuitive. And looking that we could be hitting up on some resistance if this is going to be a new trend line, this kind of descending trend line here, this could be a level of new resistance for the coming months and months. But if we can blast through there, that would be very good. And we could head higher, but in the short term, like I'm saying, I'm leaning towards a bit more bearish. Okay, hope that makes sense. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you want more videos on Tesla, the Tesla stock. And check the links below for if you want to get much deeper access to my private Crypto Astro Mastermind, where we cover technology stocks like Tesla as well as cryptocurrencies. We look at the astrology, we look at the technical analysis, we dive deep. I can answer all your questions. Check the link below to get access to that, and I have a limited time coupon code that you can type in on the checkout page to get an amazing deal, and that's available now. All right, so thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.